So, a brief pause in between maps, and we are here to see whether Aurora can clean this one up. This is their map pick, of course. It wasn't super decisive, but I think when it comes down to the gunplay, particularly in that first half, they were really, really great. So it's going to be difficult for Pompa to get rolling on Overpass, we feel. It all begins here with a pistol, of course, and wow, yeah, bottom end of long has not gone well for them, a 2-for-1 in favor of the T side.
Yeah, I think immediately now, worrying is how we're going to put it. 4-3. Still not out of the realms of possibility at all, but numbers favoring Aurora just gives them so much room to work. There's so many opportunities and ideas about basically how to just play trades. Simply and effectively. Lackey's got the util. A much slower take, waiting for any sort of overextension, but really not being given anything just yet.
Yeah, does get a little strange from here. Clearing out all their angles before they dedicate to a bomb site, I suppose, right? Trying to make sure that there's nobody who could pull off a flank, but they really do have a lot of options here in terms of where they want to go, where they want to end up. It looks like it will be a B hit. There's a flash ready for Morals on the raid boss Julies, of course. Flash it short, but not following up off the back of it. Just really trying to confuse things, I think. Morals in the pillar then. What can he get done? Nothing. Wow. Okay. Yeesh. Not the best from Pompa, unfortunately. They have been absolutely rolled over in this round. Aurora will take it very, very easily and get themselves off to a flying start.
Got to be said, that was pretty damn simple, fundamentally. Well played from Aurora when it comes down to it. Quite simple. Only the couple of casualties as well make this a very good little position to be in. You've got Aurora now who can kickstart their map pick on the T side very, very quickly. And I mean, Pompa again, so we kind of saw this at times towards Mirage, but they just didn't really have a response to a lot of scenarios that they were in. Double AK-47, double MAC-10, and a Galil to come through. Mackenzie knife out the entire way. Fights immediately taken for him. He wants to, he goes. Gets two. Will be traded though, but it's only momentarily. I can't really imagine Veggie getting too much more as he will fall. All that's left is Han.
Easy does it, I suppose. As to be expected. What can our guy get done on the P2K here? One of the rare P2K users. Oh, that still remain. Couldn't quite get Deco before he spun around there. And will fall to a Mac 10 in the end. So, second round. No real difficulty. Again, makes sense. The buy coming in pretty early from Pompa, though, is kind of what we like to see at the moment with where CS2 is at. They're lacking a little bit in the utility, but it's kind of how it goes when you're on that CT side, unfortunately.
That's it. He's got the rifles on display. It needs to be a quick start there against the bonus of Aurora. They can start strong here at the very least to be something to speak of. So, triple AK-47, double MAC-10 is what they've brought over from the rounds prior. That stayed alive, that is. Fours, flash in the corners, good. Oh, labour spray from Lackey, and Kenzie will follow suit as well. Nice double entry.
Yeah, decent for sure. But we'll see here. What can they get done with it? Can they hold on to the round? Looking pretty good with how early those kills come in. Again, Aurora, similar to their Mirage T-side, testing the water early on. They liked a lot of fast rounds on Mirage. So something very similar here on the Overpass. Unfortunately, has gone south, at least so far. I just feel Pompa have so much time to work with that surely this should be their round, right? It's going to need an absolute hero play from Aurora.
Nothing offering. 5v3. Rolls was jiggling between the two places, long and front bar for him. Nothing offering up, and go poking and prodding for a bit of info. He's looking towards Khan. Now, he could catch someone off guard, but he also himself could be caught. Does Deco clear? The answer is yes, but Morcas Morels plays it poorly. 4v3, and it's not look towards the A side.
Yeah, looking looking good here for the attack. All low HP bars dotted about, right? So, see, clean kills. Oh, could be exactly what the doctor ordered. Hahn does well to find one from there, right? Really precarious position. I think they've just got it in. Yeah, wow, that was close, though. Half a second in it. They've also got the man advantage now as well. It's all falling apart for Pompa. Can Beanox save them here? I don't know. I don't know. Working his way around this corner is going to be really difficult. Again, a fantastic crossfire for the T side. Oh, finds the first one very easily indeed, though. And he's so close onto SELLTER. 10 HP, all the difference. One more bullet required, but it doesn't find its way into SELLTER. And therefore, Aurora will nick away that 5v3.
It's close. It's no cigar. Aurora now go 3 for 3. To kickstart their map pick, and on the T side, no less, as well. We were talking about how, you know, Pompa putting up 5 on T-Side Mirage wasn't bad, but Overpass is at the tail end of Go and heading into CS2, the most CT-sided map in the pool, statistically speaking. And already found Aurora on a decent form. We're going to get a 4-0 start, more or less, for free. Yeah, safe to say, it is a dire, dire space to be in. Pompa, I think, is already now starting to... round by round, kind of fall away from them. Lucky gonna find one with the back 10. That's cash in his back pocket. Morels will fall. It's a frag. Morels. He had a pretty poor map number 1 as well. This series has struggled against Aurora.
No real need to rush into things after finding that first pickup. Definitely recognise that fact. Decent nade damage there towards short. Bit more information gained for both teams, I suppose, but obviously it's going to be an advantage for the T side. They smell a bit of a rat over on the B-bomb sites. They're going to try for A, and down goes Hahn pretty easily. So that'll be the round. Ooh, more kills for Deco. Gathering those eco frags, of course. Getting himself towards the top end of the scoreboard. As yet to catch SELLTER, who's 7-0 now. Yeah. Just as I start getting the words out. There.
Make it 8. Oh no!
Oh,
Lucky
Nick,
stole
he survives.
it.
I thought I'd done him there, you know, by mentioning that he'd not died yet. He was immediately going to get fragged, but he did survive at least.
You take it. You take it. But 4-0. As we mentioned for Aurora, it was pretty smooth sailing. All things considered. Now, once again, we find ourselves at a pretty interesting crossroads where I think for Pompa, there's not many more of kind of now or nevers we've got left in this. They've got to get some rounds on the board early. If they allow Aurora to kind of guarantee a lead without response, it's just going to be nothing left in this game. Beanox going to find the first full blind on towards Lackey. He's desperately trying to stay alive, and he might get a crack at another, but Norwi will rip his head off.
Oh, Norwi for another as well. 3 versus 3, though, definitely... defending. Yeah, Morals, good position, and he does catch Norwi before that flame gets to him. There's a player deep in the site as well for the CT side. There he is, Veggie, going to make himself known. Kenzie all by himself. We're unsure of where he's at, but now it will be confirmed, and his days stopped. Yeah, nice find onto the first and the second. Oh my goodness, okay. That was fast. 1v1 for Hahn. He's quaking in his boots, surely, but his position unknown. He misses the shot, however, just needed to play it nice and safe. Second time of asking, he will get it done. Goodness me, that was almost disastrous. We finally see Pompa on the board, though, but my God, did they have to work for it.
God, what a panic from Hahn as well, man. That was nearly so damn dicey. Woo. It came down to the wire. Well, a shadow of a doubt, but the main thing, of course, being that it's locked in place. But, Jesus, that was much, much harder than it should have been. Already, we find ourselves once again asking questions about what the longevity of this Pompa side is looking like. They're going to go for a pretty early tack pause off the back of their first round put on the board. See what they can do, of course, over towards Aurora. They've got plenty of money left in this back pocket, so no real qualms. Kind of reinvesting in Deco with his AWP as well. He had a really decent Mirage. There's no two ways around it. Was at times single-handedly keeping the Aurora side competitive and afloat. So see if we can see any more out of him towards Overpass. Overpass is one of those maps that is generally regarded as a little bit of an Orpus paradise. So we'll see how he does.
expecting big things, perhaps. But yeah, never as easy as it seems when you're in the thick of it. Rolls, dry swing. 1 for 1. Still workable. Deep positions for the rest of the CTs, though. They weren't expecting that, I think, with, you know, connector presence. It's kind of like, oh, well, maybe that's where their defensive line stops. Not the case. So they end up with a bit of a free kill there for the Orb. Or completely unaware. 4 versus 3, looking good.
All goes quiet off the back of it as well. Trying to see whether anything can come forward. Veggie spots a couple into a short nade. Comes over, but the first kill goes away of Beanox. He makes it a second as well. Deco now on a 1v3. Even though it is 54 seconds, he might actually just save it.
Kind of feels like it's his only option, to be honest, unless anything presents itself, right? And that's not going to be the case with the direction that he's headed in. So, yeah, I think we are in for a long save. We are in for a second CT round. So that competition that we wanted certainly coming in here. Han's starting to get off the ground. Aurora maybe with a timeout in the next one. We'll see.
I wouldn't mind that call. Just to kind of just to steady the ship for a tad, right? I feel like right now Aurora don't have anything to worry about just yet, but just the main port of call is just making sure that things don't slip away, because there's a real, you know, possibility Pompa, and as we saw into a Mirage, are a fairly decent side when they get you know, the snowball effect on the way. Just don't let it happen. Second collected. They can technically buy around the AWP. Deco can maybe drop over like a Galil. They can make something work it. Kenzie goes straight into the... Yeah, there we go. Galil going to be dropped over towards Lackey. So, a buy to speak of. Not the greatest. This is kind of a must convert round as well for Aurora. If they don't, Pompa, opportunity, tie the game up. More or less gifted the opportunity to make it 4-all.
Certainly possible. We'll see. Utility over the top to begin the round. A lot of it actually expended here, but nothing really coming off. Deco, first one to fall. Things looking really good for Pompa then. They continue this trend of finding openers. Last round it was sort of traded out, but still they're playing confidently, which I think is really, really great to see.
Taking the fight to them, which is exactly what you have to do. If you're on the CT side, you just cannot allow Aurora to take too much of the map control while he's uncontested. Oh, I'm going to find another. Doing well with the AWP now. Kenzie had an opportunity, misses it, gets punished by Morels, who's posted up already into party. I think for Norwi and Lackey, maybe especially Norwi, they don't find a kill early. They might save here. Norwi finds one, but traded immediately. Very good round for Pompa, man. They are putting up a bit of a masterclass these last 3.
Yeah, and there's the timeout from Aurora. We did talk about maybe seeing it a little earlier. This is one of the things, again, that sort of pro teams can do a little bit, is the fact that they get the timeout, but now they sort of have this throwaway round, and then it puts a lot of pressure on the next rifle. It'd be nice when they still have a bit of space for them to call the timeout then, rather than a bit late, you know?
Agreed. Kind of, what is even there's like a saying about, like, taking the medication before you get ill or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but essentially that, right? I feel like right now for Aurora, they let things get dire before they go for the pause. They probably could have called it, you know, just before the start of that round just gone, and then give them something to speak of, but let's see. Slow towards mid. They're just waiting for the mollies and the nades to come through. Speaking of, there is a nade to speak of. A bit rogue. But eventually going to find a double.
Looking nice and easy. If they can win this one flawlessly as well, that would be fantastic. Morals goes in a bit too deep, so not quite, but still making money, still feeling pretty damn good, only losing to 1 player in that round. 4-4. T-side of Aurora started off really well, but surprisingly enough, once the guns have come into play, Pompa have continued to impress us here, and another really important rifle round that Aurora have got to make work.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, once the guns are out, there's actually only really been one team in it. Pompa playing very, very well. Or back in play for Deco. I mean, I'm try harder time of getting off the board in sense of what he didn't get. Barrage Han will find SELLTER. Surely they got to expect that. They've been peeking Con more or less every round. SELLTER will fall and so will Kenzie.
Deco with a quick trade. Whoa, goodness. Goes flying out towards long and yeah, Han was really not ready for that one. Still, it looks good here, right? 1v1's continuing to be won across the map. Just 2 remaining for Aurora. Another attempt at a quick round. Certainly interesting after taking a timeout that there's maybe not as much depth in this round that we would have expected. And so it looks to be a lead for Pompa just on the horizon.
It's good quiet, though, off the back of the initial couple. I think for Aurora, similar thing of them trying to save, but it's not exactly the easiest. Bombs collected, though, so they've got time to work with something. Han pushed deep down long. If only Deco just took a look to the left, but the rock's keeping him alive for now at the very least. Han can't be spotted unless he peers his head. It's a really weird situation. Uh-oh.
All right.
That was simple.
Well, there you go.
Not bad. Han going to see with double on the way out, but honestly, a lot of that round starts off with Han as well. Good control down towards long, simple and effective. Aurora losing the numbers advantage way too often. Causing a couple of problems from what was a flawless start for them. It's now 5 in a row for Pompa. CT side not looking bad at the tail end of the half. Opponents might pick, but putting up a very good fight right now. What looked like it probably was going to be plain sailing for Aurora off the back of map number 1. Not to be.
Not to be at all. Norwi going to be the first one to fall into number 10. Lackey joins in pretty quickly. Kenzie trying to go for a trade here. Will be heard. Be a little careful now that SELLTER's chimed in there. He's actually got his hands onto an AWP as well. So, yeah, let's just keep our eyes on that Pompa. Oh, Kenzie trying here. God, so close. So close. Sets up the kill for Deco. It's just not quite enough in it for Aurora. Little bit of presence being felt by the half-buy, but ultimately no threat to the round just yet. We'll see what SELLTER can do, I suppose.
Can he keep the AWP alive, I think, is probably the bigger question. Again, though, one of these situations for them where it's not a lot to offer. They've got kind of 45 seconds to kill. You can have a look in, but does he clear close left is the big ask. It looks like yes. Oh, spotted him. We'll pull out the deagle for the option as well. This is quite scrappy. Surely going to see it seen off in a second. Opting for the AWP. Shot. That'll be that. Beanox will see him off at range. No AWP save. And Pompa going to guarantee at the bare minimum a tied game at the turn of the half, which is not bad considering how things started. 4-0. It was looking very good towards the Aurora side, and they've let their opponent in. They've let it slip.
Not looking good, man. Not looking good. You know, they might even kind of put their half under threat, not just their lead.
Yeah.
So we are worried a little here for sure. Still time to recover, and of course no time like the present, so we shall see if there's something a bit different. As mentioned on Mirage, a little bit so far on this one as well, like they do look a bit better when they play it slowly, but they seem to like to play things quick. I don't know. It's difficult to get in their heads, really.
So, he's early here. Not a lot offered up. Aurora made their way up long pretty damn effectively. Morales doesn't clear it properly. Even the second time, it doesn't go as deep. Oh, he's going to get caught, surely. No! Somehow walked away with the opener. But lack of trade.
Yeah, not a bad start in towards A. Emmy, off angle, works for him. Oh, nearly in for another, but not quite. Maybe would have paid well to stay alive a little longer, make Veggi's flank absolutely massive. It's still pretty big, though. Finds a kill. Nade damage as well. More nade damage coming in. Smoke of Han has maybe failed a little there, but all the same. Oh, it looks good. Veggi goes down on the flank. That's a pretty big name taken, and of course a lot of position that the Aurora boys don't really have to worry about now. Beanox coming in from long, though. Deco is sort of eyes on, and oh, it's a good job he didn't look away. Han alone then. These retakes have not been fantastic from Pompa, right? Once the bomb goes down, they seem to struggle. Aurora will come away with another difficult, disadvantageous Veggi on the flank, right? But they managed to make this one work.
Not bad. Not bad. So, Aurora finally back into some success. It was a really poor run of form. 6 in a row for Pompa. So, for Aurora to break the deadlock, a tad is just a nice little sigh of relief, in all honesty. But still does feel like a lot more needed from them before we even get remotely comfortable about what we're going to be seeing so far. If they can tie the game up for Aurora, it's actually a good half on a very CT-sided map, but you just have to take into consideration how well they started, how much they let it slip. So, let's see. Cool buys both ways. Still no AWP this time, though, for Deco. Just going to be wielding the AK-47 on the other side, of course, as his big green, which has been very successful with so far.
A little bit difficult to kick this round off. Moving in towards B and given a lot of space to do it. Pompa obviously have got a lot of bodies over on A. So it gets a bit weird, and we've just mentioned that the retakes don't look fantastic, and I think they're going to have to go for a pretty full retake on this one. A lot of utility left, I suppose, but all the same, a weird way to end the half. Let's see what they have got in store for us. No util left on the side of Aurora, meanwhile. A lot of presence coming in from short. Decent nade. Frags as yet, though. Weird situation. Really weird situation. First ones ring around for both sides. Where will the trades go, though? Oh, my goodness. It's Deco for a double spray down. SELLTER unchecked. 6-6 at the turn of the half. Well recovered by Aurora. But still, you can see a run of blue in the middle there. Let's see how this one pans out after the break. Welcome back into the second half, even as it possibly gets. Which I suppose is a nice thing about CS2 is we can be like, wow, that half was 50-50 complete, you know?
Exactly.
So there is that at the very least in the all CS2. Uh-oh. Enox. Oh, he was ready. But he doesn't find the kill. And the trade isn't there. Oh, goodness. Aurora looking set for another pistol then with that start.
That's a rough one, just in the sense of spacing, right? Like, surely someone's going to be close enough to it. Especially when he starts spamming away. Someone's got to run in to help. Be the hero, but not to be Lackey going for seconds. Now, this I don't like. This could be dire. Will be dire, surely. Very much so. I don't really know why you're refaking like that. There's no need.
Yeah, a little tough. Little tough to say the least. Alrighty, Kenzie. Oh my goodness, Deco. What is going on? I thought it was Kenzie that found that frag, but all the same, the kills coming in for that CT side pretty easily. Bomb cancelled. Just Han remaining then for the side of Pompa. It feels like a pistol that they absolutely need to just get themselves off to that flying start. Took a lot of time to get going in the first half. Deco trying to reposition. He's just playing safe, isn't he, really? Make sure that it's all about the bomb. It's all about a clean 1 versus 1. But as the time starts to tick down, Han playing patiently on the off angle. Unfortunately, Deco is just too clean. 14-7, fragging out of his mind, and 3 in that round as well. Aurora have kicked off well.
Fair play. Fair play to Deco there as well. It's not an angle that gets checked all too often, and he does it immediately. Aurora went out the pistol, especially after what looked like them kind of throwing it away. Hopefully they do, well, not do that. A sigh of relief from what was looking a little shaky for a second. Pompa out. No bomb on, of course, means no buy for them. So just a couple of upgraded pistols, but all in all, it should be a simple round for Aurora here. MP9s are FAMAS. And M4 in the hands of Deco. They shouldn't have too much of a problem with this sort of round. You'd hope.
You would indeed hope. Deco. Advanced position. Solidly held for 1. And that's probably the only player that's around to take him at the moment. Going to go for another on the loud M4. Keeps them coming. That's a beautiful shot for Han. My goodness. However, the round itself is, of course, going to be over here. Deco takes him out. 4K for him. He is just owning this second half so far. If this continues, he could be unstoppable, particularly when he gets the big green in hand.
On for a bit of a barn burner, as we like to say. 18-7, as you mentioned. He had a bit of a slowish start. He was 5-5, and he was actually struggling once Pompa came into the fray. So I want to see what he's now like against the full buys. The full buys kept him somewhat limited for a long time in that first half. Or, of course, out in play. This is still a bonus for Aurora, technically speaking. The 1 upgrades. Bad early damage here. Jumping from Lackey as well. That's a brutal way to die.
Able to drop back towards the sights. Veggie left low from his frag. So who really comes out on top? It's difficult to tell. Where do we go from here if you are Pompa? It's not really obvious where their control is, and of course where Aurora are presenting themselves at the moment. I don't think they'll really be expectant that after taking the deep short control that Aurora dropped fully back and have actually semi-bolstered up the A-bomb site. I believe that Norwi is in towards heaven. Nice little creep out, though, from Veggie. Beautiful timing on that to find Lackey looking the wrong way. And now the A-bomb site probably gets solidly bolstered. SELLTER on nothing but an MP9 does not have a great deal of firepower. Creeping forward. Ooh, spots a shadow, but he's also been seen. Flash comes in. It only blinds one of them. Could have been perfect. Could have been perfect, but it was just not quite on the mark. Norwi looking to hold things. We've, of course, still got Deco alive. It's all a fake out onto A, though, unfortunately. They've splurged the utility, and they are hightailing it towards that B bomb site. Once this bomb goes down, I think that will be the round. Probably a save angle from the Aurora boys. Beautifully done from Pompa, though, you have to say. Great mid-round.
Yeah, the only thing is with Aurora, they knew how much damage they had dealt. It actually becomes doable. Emmy, Beanox, and Veggie all one bullet headshot potential. So then it makes you think, do they give this a go? But they just won't have any idea about how much damage they've actually truly done. You know, a few tags, but maybe not as much as they would have hoped. Uh-oh. I know you're saying a lie. He fluffs the lines a little bit, though, actually. Emmy making a meal of this just a tad. Famas can do that. Oh, not what they would have hoped, actually. They can't really afford to let this go too expensive either. They have to be very careful. Their money isn't flourishing by any means. It will be a save coming through. Norwi does upgrade to the AK-47, so the Famas, he'll take that every day of the week. Pompa go within one once again. These two sides have actually been pretty inseparable throughout this series. And I gotta say, I'm actually quite impressed. I really did come in towards this matchup thinking it was, you know, gonna be one-sided. Aurora were gonna take this no sweat off their brow, but they've been made to work. Map number 1 and still here in map number 2.
Slow start into this round. Pompa playing pretty far back and got some aggression towards B short. Beanox has just eaten a grenade over there. Just again, sending the feelers out there. Really, really important round, it feels like, for the life cycle of the second half. You know, if Pompa can break the back of Aurora, they will manage to take the lead, start threatening a third map. So we'll see here. Again, Pompa not really showing their hand very early on.
Speak of that fountain area, I don't expect someone so pushed up in that along. This is something that Han was doing quite a lot as well on his CT side. A little bit more akin to it, but I heard the steps away. And Deco's now confirmed all this information. Now they can go down towards B. Deco's going to flank through. They're going to realize nobody's here. They can start looking towards stacking B a little bit more. I'm sure. And Norwi's going to rotate over, but might actually be a little bit too late on it.
Essentially, SELLTER will be the first to open up into this proceeding. It's looking very good for the rifles. Norwi's found himself 2 at the backside. Just play slow now. There's no need to go super deep into it. Deco swings round, catches an unaware Veggie, just harm. And he can't get anything done. Aurora hold them off on the B bomb site. Patience from both sides, but Aurora come out on top of it.
So, again, Pompa now feeling a little bit worried. They can't really force by here. I think it would be so risky. So risky. The biggest thing would be having Han into towards North, back into towards next round. They are going to call a timeout before deciding, but maybe a little bit of a half bite. Pick up like the Tech 9s and a couple of Deagles, see what they can do with it. But realistically speaking, they've got to keep as much funds on deck. Only problem being is it allows Aurora up to a 10th. And of course, puts Aurora, 3 rounds ahead, but also 3 rounds away from the map, the series, and continuing through the upper bracket. Of course, unfortunately for their opponents, drops them in towards those lowers. Well, we've got a bit of a break. We can check about how things are going on, across the fray. So Pera took map number 1 off Movistar Riders, and they're currently 9-7 up there as well. Fours took map number 1 off Team Space. Team Space are 11-8 up, map number 2. And FTW took map number 1 over Apex and are currently 11-5 up over Apex. So that one's looking like it might even be a quick 2-0. Some upsets on the cards there.
Yeah.
Bar this game right now.
Yeah, this one's making a bit more sense. It's kind of what we said, though, wasn't it? Some of the other teams that you would consider the quote-unquote favorites, maybe not looking their best right now. Aurora don't quite fit into that bracket, at least for now. Looks to be a B burst in the next few seconds. Ready and waiting behind this smoke. In fact, flash comes over. Oh, the smoke as well. The flashes are good. Lackey left blind. Somehow able to chime in for 2, though. That is a bit unbelievable. 3 versus 2 player down below. That may well go overlooked. Norwi, I think, was at heaven to begin with. And dropped into the water at the perfect time. And indeed solidifies the round. Aurora, again, the setups, the reads, and just the coordination that they are showing right now is far too much for Pompa to handle.
Yeah, I feel like this game is now starting to really get into its last legs again. You know, even the call to force there has now put them in another bit of a weird one where they can force, but not properly. They can only pick up, you know, Galil's armor, or Mac 10s and the rest, or they eco here and fall by next. But it doesn't take away from what is the situation. The scenario right now is Aurora are getting very close to that finish line. They are going to up to half by here. So Scout picked up by Han with a bit of U-turn armor. A couple of Deagles, one takedown, and Galil for Emmy. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, mismatch in terms of buys it. Already looking very janky. Aurora should get an 11th here, but not a great start. Morales and Emmy going to find the opening too. Okay, maybe not.
There is life in Pompa yet. Certainly caught off those earlier players, I think, just with the very notion of the buy. Because we have a few question marks around it. I'm sure Aurora felt that this one would be a half at the very least. So having the strong automatic weaponry, I think, is a surprise, to say the least. Norwi, good spot. Oh, beautifully held, man. Flash comes round. His spray isn't quite on. Well traded, but, you know, he's obviously brought them back into the round. Quick flank. Lackey maybe wants to get a gun up because there's a player around the corner that he's just not ready for at all. Maybe a bit too nonchalant there from the flank. All the same, SELLTER's moved down on towards B, expecting that perhaps they would flip bomb sites. Not going to be the case. Pompa keeping it simple with the 3v1.
Yeah. He's gone for that big looking over towards B. All that user coming towards A. I think that'll probably then just confirm his save as well. You know, just as we were talking about over towards Pompa, the same conversation can be had over towards Aurora. That they've been doing well in terms of the rounds being put up. The money is still really weird right now. You've got kind of the likes of Deco, Norwi, and SELLTER are all pretty low on the funds. If SELLTER saves, not the end of the world. But then you've got kind of Kenzie on 5 grand, soon to be made like, what, like 6.5-ish? So we can technically drop over. They can buy, is what I'm saying, but it's just so weird how all over the shop their money is. Big thing as well is whether they go for the AWP. I don't think they will go for the AWP buy coming through, even though Kenzie would be able to drop one. I just don't think it's a worthwhile investment here. Make sure you can do what you can. SELLTER can drop over something. Lackey can buy. Kenzie can buy probably 2. So they should be fine. They'll squeeze something together. But it is actually quite fine margins now for the likes of Aurora, just in the sense that we are starting to see a little bit of a resurgence. I do assume some sort of buy here. But it might not even be the case. They might even, you know, half it because they got rounds in arrears.
They're going. They're going. Full.
But on Lackey. Oh, there we go. I'm going to say. We'll swap it over towards Deco. It was looking a little weird and wonderful there for a second, but we're okay.
I don't know whether I'm a massive fan of the buy in general, though, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, a few deagles surrounding what you had. We're always a bit more conservative, though, on the casting booth. Just because, you know, we like to play the percentages a bit more. Of course, when you're in the server, you know how it goes, right? Whether you're Silver Elite or a pro player, you love a force buy. You got to have confidence in yourself. So I think that's certainly the logic behind this. But it's a fine line. It is a very fine line indeed, particularly in this game at the moment, with only 2 rounds being the difference. This is going to be a bloodbath, surely, right there. So ready for anything in the bathrooms. Deco to open up as well is just perfect. And the 1v1's being won out. Morals will finally find something for Pompa. Are they sticking around? Are they dragging back? They don't quite know, but Lackey strikes for 2. Morals doesn't know where to look. Down he goes, 11 to 8. A dodgy bank here from Pompa. This is looking good for the 2-0.
It is, absolutely. Orp was recollected there as well, so we got those towards Decker. I don't have to invest into it. Oh, it is, yes, it's shaky, to say the least. And, of course, now we do see a buy back in place for Pompa, but again, Triple AK coming out, quad even with the Galil in the hands of Morels. It feels like there's not a lot left in the tank for Pompa. This kind of feels like now or never. All chips to the middle of the felt. In this one, this is the all-in call. If they can't find this round, with Aurora on 12, and then money broken, there is surely no chance in hell. Quad stack towards B. Barrel spotted, and Decker does not miss those.
What we find, and continues to be a menace on the AWP. Morals spam down to 21 HP. Veggi's head found by Kenzie. The dominoes beginning to fall. Pompa come crashing back down to reality on this one, it seems. Need a miracle, need an absolute miracle to win this round, and maybe even to win the game.
V5. Morel's so low. Flash over towards short. What's the decision here? Kenzie wants to reclaim some space. Actually, he's going to tuck himself over to the left-hand side. Decker going to find one more. Surely they now think about calling to save. Surely. Okay, they are. Heading in that direction would have been pretty dumb, generally speaking. Lackey's not too far away from them, though. So we've just shy of 30 seconds. The call to hunt, not a bad one by Aurora at all. Even though they've got some financial woes, and there's in a couple of people searching, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly a fan. It would probably solidify your next round if there's absolutely no rifles. They'll be on max loss bonus, but they've obviously got nothing left in the bank. Down goes one. Oh, goodness, and if Han is found at the time here, Lackey's looking for him. Not going to win the spray fight. Yeah, that would have been disastrous for him to be on $300 going into what could be the final round of the series, but not going to be the case. Has an AK to battle with, but it's surrounded by a bunch of Tech 9s, maybe a Deagle. Might see a Galil, possibly. It would be without the head armor, but all the same, they are really in a bad spot. I think that is safe to say.
Yeah, they're clutching at straws. There's no two ways about it. So, not great. Yeah, double Tech 9, Emmy, maybe like a Mac 10 if they want to have some sort of head armor. They need head armor. They cannot allow the M4s to get free reign. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to get. So triple Tech 9, 1 Mac 10 and an AK-47. Han is going to pull up a masterclass here, or else they're in trouble. That saved AK is a small lifeline one nonetheless, but it's Aurora with a 4-round buffer zone to close out the map and the series and continue through the upper bracket, knocking Pompa down into the lowers. Let's take a look and see. Flash over quickly into his connector. Kenzie surely hears a lot of this. Not going to face just yet.
Fast B is what they've ordered, apparently. Phoenix going to find the first. SELLTER in a great spot to hold the rush here. Ooh, they have traded evenly. SELLTER's got to be a bit careful not to go down. I think they will have to just kind of concede the bomb plant. He's going to go swinging around, but not much that he can really do until the cavalry arrives. Decent nades. Oh, it's actually kind of minimal damage. I thought it would be a bit better. All the same. Retake in full flow here. SELLTER wants a flash. And maybe want to boost up. He goes slowly working his way around. Flash comes in. Catches Morals turned around. One needs trading. He will be indeed. It's just down to Emmy to save the game. To save the series. What can he do? What can he do? M4 in hand. Smoke on the bomb. They've got to know where he's at. Short or Monster? Now definitely Monster. Kenzie plays it patiently and takes his head clean off. 13-8, the 2-0, and a fantastic overpass coming through from Aurora there. Really not letting us down. You talked about a few other upsets on the cards with some of the other games. This one going the way that we expected.
Yeah.
Aurora playing a pretty damn good game of Counter-Strike there.
Yeah, exactly. Credit to them. I think, you know, went 4-0 up and it was